Hey guys, this is actually the last set of notes for the Pythagorean relationship, and I wanted to do this a little bit differently because I don't know about you, but the clicking every time I write is driving me crazy. So now you've learned about squares and square roots, you've learned about estimating, you've learned about exploring and using the Pythagorean theorem. Now we're going to actually apply it. So this is going to be more word problems. So a rectangular field measures 20 meters by 40 meters. Stefan walked along the diagonal from one corner to its far corner. Megan walked along the two sides of the field. Draw a diagram to match. So we know that we have a rectangular field. And we know that one side is 20 and one side is 40. Well, Stefan walked along the diagonal, which means he walked right across the middle. Well, there's our diagram. What is the distance Stefan worked? So we're trying to find this. And remember, if this is a rectangle, that means that's a 90-degree angle. So side C is what? The hypotenuse. So we need to find what the two legs squared are. So 20 squared plus 40 squared equals what? Well, 20 squared gives us 400 plus 1600. That gives us 2000. But we're not done. This 2000 is equal to the c squared. Now, what's the opposite of squared? Square root, which means we have to square root both of these answers. This you can estimate or you can use your calculator. It does want it to the nearest tenth of a meter. So I'm going to use my calculator and it's going to give me 44.7 meters. What is the distance that Megan walked? Well, Megan walked the outside, so that means if she started here, she walked along here, turned, and then walked up here. So she walked the 40 meters plus 20 meters, which gives us 60 meters. Which distance is shorter and by how much? Well, if Megan walked 60 and Stefan only walked 44.7, clearly he walked less. So, but by how much? So 60 minus 44.7 gives me 15.3 meters less. Well, that proves that the shortest distance is a straight line. Okay, and we only have one other question for this one. So before Larissa's father builds a roof for the shed, he asks her to check if the walls meet at a right angle. She makes marks at 150 centimeters from the corner on each wall. She measures the diagonal length as 220. Do the walls meet at a right angle? So this is just like what we did before, trying to figure out whether it was a right triangle or not. So what it should be is that 150 squared plus 150 squared should equal 220 squared if it is a right angle. If it's not a right angle, they won't equal the same thing. So to be able to figure this out, we actually have to do the work for this. So 150 squared gives me 22,500. So if we add those two together, that actually gives us 45,000. So there's two things we can do. We can now either square our 220 and figure out what that ends up being, or we can square root this 45,000 and see what that gives us. You can square the 220, see if it equals. I want to try square rooting this 45,000 and see what it gives us. So if we square root that gives us 212 centimeters. Well, that does not equal 220, which means that this is not a right triangle. Okay, well, for today's assignment, I'm not making you do this worksheet. And the page number is actually page 26. So it's page 26, numbers 9, 13, 15, and 23. So not very much, just 4 questions. On Friday is a Pro D day, so I won't be posting a new video, but on Monday I'm going to be posting a project, and I'll post a video just walking you through the project and your choices and how it's going to be marked and stuff like that. And just to let you know, this project is actually going to replace your test mark for this unit because we don't have a very accurate way to give you guys a test at the moment. So this project is going to replace your test mark. If you do have any questions, please send me a message on Remind or send me an email. Hope you guys are staying safe. Bye.